Hello guys, it's been a long time. I haven't posted anything on this channel. Me and my brother, we just released our first platformer game on itch.io, and it's playable from the web browser. It's a game we made in about a year and a half of work inside Unity engine. And in this video I'm gonna explain a little bit the origin and the beginning of the project. The origin of the game is this little concept 2D platformer I made in Java a couple years ago. It was made with a very low-level library like OpenGL and NWGGL, and a lot of the work that was done was building like custom engine features, so I can essentially make a little 2D platformer really from scratch. It was a lot of code structure and physics constraint to code. When I showed this little project to my brother, we both saw potential and we really liked it, so we decided to port it to Unity Engine. An important part of a 2D platformer is the platform placement and also the level design. So in Java I had to build this little level editor tool to help me create map for the game. And this little editor tool was able to switch between layer and go ahead and place different tile from the tile set in the grid. And all of this in the back of the utility was handled by huge matrices where you would essentially select a tile and store a reference to this specific tile inside the big matrices that you see right now. And at the end of the day, what the engine would do, it would compile those layers, and with a lot of I/O operation that would essentially send it to the level class and eventually to the level manager. Inside Unity, we could directly use the grid system and the Unity tile palette. That allow us to add a lot more of tile set and different variant for color of the map and different tile set and decoration. Right now you can see the different layer that we choose to add. We have a lot of different layer for decoration. Some are border, foreground, background, and also a lot of the I/O operation that were present in the JavaScript are now handled by the Unity tile editor, where you can cut and manipulate the tile. In Java, basically everything was treated as an entity in the back of the engine. So the camera setup was essentially capturing the entity and clipping out the other geometry out of the scene. And when we did go to Unity, we wanted to expand on that camera system by integrating multiple camera per map, so we could have bigger map and transition between camera. Over here you can see the animation tick and the state machine for a basic enemy in Java. But in Unity we could use the state machine graph for the player character, but we also chose to keep a bit of the same logic and bypass the animator graph for the sample enemy AI and play directly from the script. So that helps us keep the state machine graph very clean for simple behavior AI. And we also took advantage of the animator tool. The animator tool essentially allows us to check every tick and frame of the animation. And as you can see here, it allows us to go place notify on the same fashion that you will do in any other engine like Unreal Engine. You can place notify, like to let's say have a checkbox for an attack of the enemy. Inside Unity, we had the opportunity to add a lot more feature to the game. Just like this little wall jump mechanic that was pretty straightforward and pretty fun to code in Unity, and that also helped us to navigate bigger map a bit easier. You can see this environment here which has a lot of verticality. This environment was built by my brother, and it has a lot of different sections in the same map and a lot of camera transition, which I think is very cool. Like you can see here, the background is more of a apocalyptic, and when you traverse the map, different scenery will appear. Inside Java, the separation for the game state and the code structure itself was very easy to understand, I think. It was built on a MVC, Model View Controller approach, and also element from ECS component. The math for the separation of frame per second and update per second was also straightforward to understand, as you can see here. But inside Unity, we would have to respect the execution order of the lifecycle. So the FPS would be handled inside the update function, and the fix update would handle all the physics update, so the UPS part. Any game object that will inherit mono behavior inside Unity will have to implement those methods from the lifecycle. And this can go from a player character, enemy AI, and all different type of manager that we have in the game. So that was it for the little story of the origin of the game. The game is now available for you to play online straight in the web browser. You can go on the link HIO that I will leave in the description, and you can always leave feedback and stuff you want to see in future update. It's always appreciated. We also want to make more future devlog showing the enemy AI and the camera system and other cool stuff that we had the opportunity to build. So thank you for listening.